What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gunfish TV. I'm out here in my man cave today, and on today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of a tackle talk. Now, I don't do a ton of this on my channel, but one thing that I do want to start doing is incorporating more tackle tip videos onto my channel. So what I'm going to be doing now is every Monday it will be some sort of tackle tip, something about lures, something about rod and reels, maybe boat maintenance, something that could help you out that I've learned through all the years of my fishing. And I'm going to put it up on my channel every Monday. We're going to have a video like that. And then every Wednesday and Friday will be the normal hardcore fishing that y'all have known to love on my channel. So that is going to be my new upload schedule. Now, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you clicking on this video. And we're going to be doing a little bit of talking about my jig setup. Now, for most parts of the country, we're starting to have some pretty cold weather. Here in the next couple days here in Virginia, we're going to have some major cold weather. Temps are going to be dropping down into the highs. The highs in the lower 40s and lows down in the low 20s and in the teens. And I actually just got off the water and I was actually fishing 48-degree water temps today. So we have had a significant drop since 4 days ago in water temps because we've had nights down in the 30s. So what does that call for? The good old jig. And what you're looking at right here, this is a Strike King Bitsy Flip jig with a Rage Scoundbug trailer. This is one of my absolute favorite jigs of all time. I've literally thrown it since I was a teenager, and I've caught more big fish on this jig and more fish in general on this jig than any other one that I've ever thrown. It's awesome to throw around wood, you know, just dragging around docks, anything, rocks, anything. It will absolutely catch them. It's so compact. This is the 3/8 ounce size, and it's the one that I love, especially in black and blue. But this video isn't specifically about the jig that I throw, but the setup that I throw my jig on. And this is the 7-foot medium heavy Mach Jacked. I'm gonna get it so I don't beat my rod up on the wall, but Mach Jacked. This is an absolutely amazing combo just between the reel and the rod. I'm telling y'all, this thing is one of the best combos on the market as far as a rod and reel that you can buy together. I would put it up against anyone out there. Absolutely. This is an amazing setup. But this is the 7-foot medium heavy. Now, a lot of people ask me, why do you use such a short rod for your flipping and your casting and all that? And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty old school. I'm not a big long rod guy. I do occasionally throw a big worm, like dragging a 10 or 12 inch worm. I do throw that on a 7.3 medium heavy sometimes if I'm just making absolutely long bomb cast. But I like a 7-foot medium heavy. And the reason being is the shorter rod, I'm able to make more accurate cast and I'm able to pitch when I'm tied up to the bank. When I'm fishing rivers, and you know, if I'm fishing a lake up around docks and all, that shorter rod really helps me make more precise casts. And I'm a pretty tall guy and have pretty long arms. So honestly, the shorter rod being the 7-foot does not bother me one bit. I will take that casting accuracy over a long rod any day. So 7-foot medium heavy Mach Jacked rod, and then this is the Mach Jacked reel, and this is a 7.5-to-1, okay? 7.5-to-1. I prefer a 7.5-to-1 over a faster reel and over a slower reel, personally. The reason for that is 7.5-1 is that really good blend of still being able to have strength as far as having a good ratio to be able to get those fish into the boat, but also it's not slow enough to the point of where if you get a really good thump, a really good bite, and that fish thumps it and is coming out from under a dock or coming off that piece of cover, you can reel down and catch up to that fish. You know, this reel probably is 7.5-to-1. I'm not exactly sure how many inches per, you know, handle crank it has. Probably somewhere around 30, 31 inches, I would say. So if you have like a 6.8-to-1 or like a slower reel 6.4-to-1, you only have like 28, 27 inch, you know, per handle recovery, and you're going to be a lot slower. You know, for every crank, that's 3 inches or more less that you have than if you have a higher speed gear ratio reel. But when you get up into your 8-speed reels, your 9-speed reels, yes, you can catch up to that fish really good, but you just don't have that power in the reel to really be able to get them out of that heavy cover. So I prefer a 7.5-to-1 for my skipping reels, for my flipping reels, and for my jig reel. And this Mach Jacked reel is super, super smooth. This one is over a year old, and I'm telling you, it has stood up to a ton of abuse, and it's absolutely as smooth as it can get. Now, the other important factor, and that is what's on the reel here, and that is the line, okay? Line is super, super important to me because I fish around a ton of heavy cover. I fish around a ton of docks, a ton of laydowns, bridges, all kinds of stuff. And if you watch my channel, you see that. I will throw my jig or flip up to just some of the nastiest stuff, flip in it, and if he bites it, I want to be able to get him out. So I have to trust my line, and that is 20-pound test P-line fluorocarbon. So on my jig rod and on all my flipping setups, I run 20-pound test P-line fluorocarbon. It is literally one of the only fluorocarbons that I've ever used in my life that I do not break off with. I used to absolutely hate fluorocarbon because it handled terribly. I would break it off on the hook sets, and I could not get it to work for me. So I was a big copolymer guy, but I can tell you now that P-line, the fluorocarbon, 100% pure fluorocarbon is what I use on my setups now, and I don't break off at all. And like I said, I use that throwing around docks, laydowns, whatever I'm throwing around. It gets very, very minimally, I gotta say that right, abrased, when you're fishing around stuff. So it's very, very abrasion resistant, which you need when you're throwing around heavy cover. So this line really, really stands up to a lot of abuse, and it's literally the only line that I trust on my setups. So like I said, 7-foot, medium heavy, Mach Jacked combo. The reel is a 7.5-to-1, which is the gear ratio I prefer, and then 20-pound test P-line fluorocarbon. So you take that setup, you combine it with that good old 3/8 ounce Bitsy flip, or with a Strike King finesse, the football finesse jig. They are absolute killers when it comes to catching fish, and they are literally my favorite jigs out there. Now I'm going to go over my skipping setup in another video. This is my casting jig setup. So like I said, just a little tackle tip video. I want to throw them out for y'all every Monday, and I'm pretty much going to go over most of my setups and let you all know what rod I like, what action I like, what line I use on it, what reel, what gear ratio, and all of that for every specific technique. So like I said, get you one of these. It's linked down in the description below, machnation.com. I have a code down there to save you some money as well. You will not find a better combo. I mean, just a straight out the box combo, rod and reel combo. I'm telling you, it is legit. And everybody that I let hold it, they agree. So anyway, go check it out. Get you some Strike King Bitsy flip jigs as well. Man, absolute catchers. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Go check out some of my videos where I'm putting this combo to the test, catch some fish. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time on Gunfish TV.